Welcome back to another trade journal entry. Before we get started, I am wearing my sunglasses. No, I'm not drunk. My eyes just hurt. Okay, it's so bright, bro. I don't know why it's so bright. Maybe I feel like it's brighter, but it's hurting my eyes really bad to the point where like they get so dry that I have to keep blinking repeatedly, and it's annoying me. But it's also to prevent like the dark circles under your eyes. It's mainly from sleep deprivation, insomnia, or if you don't get enough sleep, or if you work like, night shift, you have like a nocturnal sleep schedule, then wearing these can help. So I do get sort of enough sleep, and it's not like I miss my sleep or anything. I literally go to sleep right after these as fast as I can. I mean, look what I got next to me. So but yeah, I'm just wearing these because my eyes hurt, and it is bright as hell for some reason. I don't know if it's different for today or something, but it just feels brighter, and I'm just trying to protect my eyes. I'm not trying to be cool, but I do look swaggy though, don't lie. Anyway, so let's get into it. Today is September 9th, 2025. This is New York session as always. We are on our 27th trade. Woo! Crazy. We have 73 remaining, and today's result was 2 wins, 2 contracts, P&L of $1,025. Yay, 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 yay. Before I get started, let me get a summarized risk reward ratio. I do have it here, but I don't do math like that. I think it's 3.4. I'm gonna say 3.4. Okay, I got it right here, and our total RR is going to be 3.04. I don't know if that means I was close, but I'm gonna take it. Anyway, today's bias was bearish. Our setup was insane. Like, I mean, usually it's like, again, if I take 2 trades, I have to be really careful. Yesterday was not a good example of that. I mean, it was. I just had to be patient. But yeah, if I take 2 trades, again, I have to be really careful with risk reward ratio, how much I'm willing to risk for that trade. Of course, patience and all that. But when it's a really good trade like these, I've mentioned in past videos that when I'm certain, like absolutely certain that it will go where I want it to go, I can do whatever I want with the trade as long as I am being reasonable and realistic. Of course, I'm not gonna set my TP all the way to all-time low, relax, or all-time high, whatever. I'm obviously gonna set it at a reasonable point. I just realized, wait, this is really loud. What if I do? Yeah, that should be fine. I don't know if that's quieter, but deal with it anyway. But yeah, today's trade was definitely do whatever the fuck you want type of trade. If this was a real XFA, I promise you I would have made at least 10,000 off this trade. I would have definitely took 1 trade with 10 contracts or something, or 2 trades and multiple contracts. I don't know. Okay, but I would have definitely put 1 trade and multiple contracts, like a high type of contract trade, because at the end of the day, I'm going to show you the craziest trade yet that I could have gone full port basically, but I did not. But I know there's no news today. Yeah, there's no news today besides one at 1:30 p.m. But it's like an orange or yellow file, and either way, it's way out of my range, so I don't give a fuck about it. Anyway, so today's setup was bearish SMT pre-market for context, and then bearish order block after bullish SMT was executed. But okay, that's a horrible way to summarize everything, ChatGPT. Okay, so hold on. There was a bearish SMT pre-market, and I used that as context because price action had tapped way too many key levels, and again, it was pre-market. Well, I consider it as prep bias because it was during the 5 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. time. I consider pre-market as 5:30 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. or 6:29 a.m. But anyway, I consider that bearish SMT as context because price action had tapped too many key levels and formed my bearish bias way too quick. I even got validation and entry confirmation, which I could have taken basically 3 or 4 trades today if I wanted to and got all winning trades, but again, I'm not going to disrespect my own strategy. The strategy is basically waiting until 6:30 for market open to take that trade. Anyway, I waited through all of that consolidation. Price action wasn't too much of choppiness or indecision. It was more like volume. A lot of volatility that I noticed and noted during prep bias and pre-market. It was actually insane. So that helped me out a lot. It told me that we might consolidate a little bit. Of course, we always will. We always will have indecision, but we'll definitely. It told me that we'll definitely have really good like longs or shorts, and that's what I was really looking for, especially after getting my bearish pre-market bias. That's what I'm gonna call it now. But I don't know what the official term is. There probably already is. You know, you can't really create anything anymore, I guess. But for me, I don't really look at shit like that. All I know for me is I might just call it a pre-market bias. So pre-market bias was cool. It was bearish, I meant, and I waited through all that consolidation. This is why I have ChatGPT summarize things, by the way. I don't use it because I'm lazy. It's because I repeat myself and I don't know where to just go on. But anyway, but yeah, so that pre-market bearish SMT and the bias, I was able to get that, and then after a while, around like 7 a.m. ish, price action had formed another bullish SMT. Yes, it formed two, but I'll show you. It formed another bullish SMT, which it had executed immediately on, which SMTs usually do. So after it executed that SMT, like it, you know, it did its whatever, you know, it moved up. I noticed that there was a bearish SMT. So I was like, okay, that's our bearish SMT. And that was like basically my first standing point, because for a while I was like kind of stuck trying to like figure out like what my bias was after market open, because I really wasn't getting on the 5 a.m. Haven't really back tested a lot with the 3 a.m. concept or whatever, the construct. Because like sometimes 3 a.m. the 3-minute time frame will give me like confluences that I would really need for my setups to continue to the next step when 5-minute doesn't. So I haven't really tested around that to see if it works or not. I usually use 3-minute to get that type of validation if 5-minute has it. So if 5-minute has a bearish fair value gap and 3-minute has a, you know, bearish inverse fair value gap and a bearish fair value gap, or bearish breaker structure, or any breaker structure, or I'm sorry, or any bearish confluence for this example, then I would scale down to 1 minute and find my entry, and that has worked twice now. Yes, I tried it during trading, but I used it in a way where I wouldn't be fucking myself, essentially. So anyway, I kind of explained basically all today's trade. I'm gonna pause it really quick so I can edit this. Okay, so here's my setup. Bearish SMT pre-market for context. Bearish SMT plus a bearish order block after bullish SMT was executed. Bullish fair value gap wick through bullish fair value gap wick through for confirmation of bear shift. I'll get into that. Bearish inverse fair value gap retracement entry. S&P bearish order block and Nasdaq bearish fair value gap validation. Entry trade 1 was short 1.53 RR. Trade 2 short 1.51 RR. Second trade confirmed by stack signals and clean retracement. I'm not putting the price anymore because it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I usually put the price for ChatGPT for the end of the month like analysis, but man, I'm just tired of doing that. You know, I think the RR is enough here. Anyway, so what I did well, I get into all this after I show you. So let's just get into it. Again, I know this is gonna lag really hard, so bear with me. Anyway, so oops, damn bro, this shit lagging. Okay, so wait, hold on. No, wait. All right, I'm happy now. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't change anything. I need a little domer. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little stressed from today. Anyway, we're on the 5-minute chart on NASDAQ here, as you can see. Wow, it's so laggy, dude. You can see all the SMTs I noted out, though. Just ignore it for now. The most important ones, I'll take this out for context. This bullish SMT is important, which is right here, as you can see. This bearish SMT is for context, for prep bias, 5 a.m. to 5:30. And then you got this bearish SMT, which is the main important one. And then you got this bearish inverse fair value gap. You got the bearish inverse fair value gap again, bearish order block, all that, yeah. So as you can see, I got basically everything I needed. I mean, bearish SMT, retracement into this 5-minute bearish inverse fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame. Technically, you would want, for my steps, you would want equilibrium, retracement into fair value gap, order block, or breaker block. We do have a retrace into a bearish order block from the 5-minute time frame as well. We did go past this bullish order block, which I was kind of skeptical of at the time, but on a 3-minute time frame, it does look a little better because the bearish order block is very much more recent compared to the bullish order block, which is actually even a smaller zone compared to the bearish order block. Anyway, so the bearish SMT actually gives me more confirmation on this, or more validation, exactly, in my opinion. Some people might disagree on that. I don't give a fuck. It still worked out. Haha, be mad. Unless I'm actually really wrong, then I would need a detailed explanation. But anyway, I was sure of it because this bearish SMT formed after this bullish SMT, because this bullish SMT executed immediately, as you can see. And then this bearish SMT, as you can see, executed immediately as well. I mean, from here is what? We're at 847 all the way to 727. That's about an 80 tick move. So going down to the 1-minute time frame here, I'll show you my chart for S&P as well. It's not really that crazy. I was more worried about NASDAQ today. But yeah, as you can see, we have, oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, as you can see, we have all the SMTs I marked out and all that. I mean, the bullish SMT, the bearish SMT, bearish SMT, all that. So on the 1-minute time frame, it looks a little messier. It's going to be a little crazier. It's going to be a little laggier. Of course, it's just how things is, man. You just got to live with it. You got to deal with it. It's not my fault. This is off. Might have been a little too much in a rush here. I mean, you can't blame me. But anyway, so as you can see, this bearish inverse fair value gap, you might be saying, dude, it clearly got closure after this candle closed. Yes, I know that. Okay. But if you see the green circle where I closed, or where I enclosed it in, this wick right here tells me everything I needed to know, especially with this bearish order block. So we wicked past this, previous bullish fair value gap. And that told me, and especially with this wick as well, as you can see, and then this as well. Everything I needed to know was within this 3 candle move here, including this bearish order block. I look more at this for my confirmation. I don't look at this, which makes sense. I mean, afterwards you would, I guess, mark this. But for me, I look at the candles that are like this to tell whether it's bullish or bearish order block. And I'm glad I spotted it. Anywho, so yeah, after I got this confirmation though on this inverse fair value gap, I was quite happy about it. So bearish SMT, bearish order block, bearish inverse fair value gap. As you can see, decent retrace, and this is kind of contradicting as well. Wick past it, but it's not as strong as the many confluences here. I mean, if you just look at it, this is, I don't know how the term order flow works yet. I don't know what it really means. I'm just guessing how, or I'm just guessing, like, assuming here essentially that order flow is this. You're just going with the flow of where price action is going. I don't know, but for this example, I'm just gonna say, like, it made sense because of the amount of stacked confluences I had within a single minute. As you can see, essentially it says, you know, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute for per candle on this time frame. But as always, you never know because it always moves down quickly. But in this case, this candle was good enough to tell me, right? Full retrace. This candle moved down and closing inside of it told me everything I needed to know. Noted the bearish order block before even the indicators even said it was there. And then this moved down. And that wick as well. So anywho, I don't know if that's a good explanation, but if it's not, then I'm sorry. But if you understand, or if it makes sense at least and all that, then great, I guess. I'm happy. But if it doesn't and you don't agree, then fuck off. Because as you can see, it still worked. I'm not guessing here. Anyway, moving on to the second trade here. As you can see, I put the very good trade. This is a very good trade, or retrace. This is a very good retrace. You ever meet my brother Bilo? Alright, sorry. Yo, get bro out. Yo, I need to pause. Hold up. Anywho, so as you can see, I noted this retrace. I'm noting it because as you can see, this wick right here, it's the same as this. Okay? Same thing. If I took this box, oops. Yeah, see, this is why I don't mess with things while I'm like recording, because then it starts getting laggy. But if I take this box, what do you notice? Let me zoom in for you cucks. If you notice, halfway point of this bullish or pre-existing bullish fair value gap, same move as this. Now, this might not mean anything in actual term. This might, bro, dude, it always does that. You never know if it's actually gonna continuation. Okay, but for me, that was enough. That was a good retrace. Okay, price even retraced into here, went back up, and we didn't even manage to go past this key level, let alone wick into this bearish fair value gap. Why would I not want it to wick into this bearish fair value gap? Well, I would want it to, but I'm just saying that because it didn't go past this key level, and that was enough for me. I mean, you could be basically breaking structure here or ruining the whole order flow, in my opinion, or my own terminology here, if it had gone back up. And it could potentially invalidate this whole entry for this second entry. But I was patient enough. I got my entry, as you can see. Technically, it should be like right there. Either way, still same ratio, still same, you know, P&L, whatever. But yeah, so this is my second entry. Got a little scary when we got almost that close, but I set my SL to the halfway point of this inverse fair value gap, and then my SL of the first trade just above, or just at the above zone top level of the bearish order block. We got a quick retrace into the inverse fair value gap here. That got candle closure upon this candle here. That made me very fucking happy. Got a little scared on this wick for sure, and this flat candle, as you can see. I don't know why it keeps popping up like that. It's kind of annoying, but kind of scared me a little bit. But still, order flow was way stronger than this little bullish doji candle. So continuation downwards, and boom. TP at liquidation level, which is this purple line. You can see this red line here, or this red trend line. What is this? Well, I was just predicting where I was going to go. And as you can see, I predicted it correctly. This is no longer a prediction, actually. This is now just an analysis based off of what I got from all of this. Actually, just the whole analysis is here. All that was enough to get me here. And as you can see, it even wicked past it just for a little bit of confirmation, which is perfect. So, like I said, if I was on an XFA, I would have took a real trade. That means I would go from, you know, let's say I would obviously enter here. You know, let's not cheat here and say, I'd enter here. No. Well, hopefully I could do that at that point, but you never know. I would take a trade like this, basically. This is a 4.2 ratio trade. 107. This is 29, 21. So this is $1,000 trade. I'm gonna do the math real quick. All right, it comes out about $10,000 with 5 contracts, like I said. So 5 contracts from this entry here all the way down is $10,000. From here to down there, 10 contracts. You can already imagine. Double it. But yeah, so pretty crazy right there. On an XFA, I'd be definitely overwhelmed. I wouldn't even dare touching. I don't even care how much I make a month. If I made 10,000 that quick, I would not trade for the rest of the week, just to ensure I don't give it all back. Who knows, actually. I might. Well, that's me talking right now. If I'm actually going on XFA, I might be obviously more emotionally and mentally stronger. My psychological mindset might be better, and my skill set within, you know, trading might, well, obviously should be better. I'm gonna remove all these now, but that's today's trade. From this move to, well, not there, relax, here. That was our trajectory. Even though it was 2 trades, I know, I'm not stupid, relax. This was our trajectory, okay? Well, technically we entered here. So, that's not bad. I'm happy with today's trade. We basically made up for yesterday. Oh my God. You don't understand what I had to go through today, man. It's the same as yesterday, but... where is it? Here we go. Wait, isn't it? Oh yeah, okay. So 5 a.m. It's right here. Look at that. Just take a look at that. 1 minute time frame. 3 minute time frame. Like, bruh, are you serious? Anyway, oh wow. Guys, should I just take a no, I'm playing. Anyway, yeah, so good trading day overall. I'm gonna close that out if I can. And switch back. Okay, well, let me pull up my screen with the notes, and let's get into what I did well, what I will improve in my notes. Let me get a sip of my water. I'm sorry, I keep pausing this, but it's quick for you guys. Anyway, what I did well, waited patiently for clean setups despite chop and consolidation, just a tiny little bit. ChatGPT might be exaggerating that. Anyway, trusted pre-market SMT context and followed strategy. Executed confidently with confluences aligned. When confluences aligned, sorry. Good validation stacking between ES and NASDAQ. I mean, today was absolutely perfect. I already saw on TikTok when I took a little break. I'll get into that for a second, or after this. But I already looked on TikTok and Instagram and saw TGR posted that he won as well, and he took a short, so that's cool. But he kind of posted when I got off my trade, he got off like 15 minutes prior. So I don't know what short he took. There might have been already some type of, you know, short entry that I could have taken, but I don't know. I still won today, you know, so I'm not upset. But that's what I did well. What I will improve is control emotional reactions during trades, avoiding TP and SL changes without reason, avoid over-relying on SMT as a primary confluence, continue to reinforce mental resilience for September sessions. What do I mean by this entire section? Oh no, is K finally losing his fucking marbles? Yes, I am. I actually am. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing sunglasses inside talking to y'all. Talking to a webcam. No, I'm playing. Anyway, just a little bit. This month is definitely testing me, man. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, this month is testing me. And, you know, last month was fair as well with the psychological tests. It wasn't as much. I was doing great, in my opinion. But I think I was doing better in terms of, you know, spotting confluences, you know, just basically the strategies and the setups. I think I was doing better at that last month than I am this month. I don't know yet though, because we're barely on the second week of this month. Okay, we're barely in the second week of September, so I can't really officialize that or finalize that as my official term, you know, my statement, whatever. So, but as of right now, I am struggling psychologically with these trades so far within, you know, since last week. I mean, these are minis after all. I'm not going to forget that. Micros are definitely way easier. I can see why I had so many wins so quickly. Those numbers definitely don't affect me. I mean, $50, $500, cool. You can make damn near the same. I mean, come on, a $500 setup on a micro, you would need to do what I did. You would have to risk reward ratio. No, you would have to risk to reward ratio, my friend, just to get that. But point is, the numbers definitely didn't affect me as much from micros till now. I mean, seeing hundreds of dollars like this move so quickly, and even thousands, definitely scary, especially from yesterday. Even though I didn't really lose the whole day, still that one loss was enough to make me feel some type of way, you know? Even though I still felt good about that day, still. Anywho, yeah, I just need to control my emotions though, especially my reactions. There's multiple times today during the session, especially on the first and second trade on both. There's no, well, it was this more, no, it was this more, no, it was on both. On both of those trades, I really wanted, dude, I can't exaggerate this. I deadass wanted to move my TP so many times because I was scared from yesterday. I was like, what if I made a fucking mistake again? And I just kept telling myself, like, just respect the setup, just respect the setup. I was literally cussing out my monitor. I was like, bro, are you fucking serious, bro? I was like, I swear, man, this retrace, this and that. I was like going off and shit. And, you know, it is emotional trading, but I still managed to not actually touch it, you know? Like, I think, in my opinion, emotional trading is like, if I take a trade right now and then I see it start retracing and I move my TP or I move my SL, just to, you know, without a reasonable, like, you know, validation to do so. If I know the wick is going to go past my TP line, then that's a clear reason on why I should, you know, trail to profits. That would make sense. But if I'm just guessing here, or actually if I'm just trying to move it lower so that I could just take my profits sooner, that's emotional trading to me. Same with SL. If I'm moving SL all the way up just because I'm sure the trade will win or whatever, and I don't have any reasonable, you know, confirmations on why I should move SL, then that's emotional trading. But if I'm moving my SL because I'm just, you know, risk management, then that makes sense. Anywho, that's what I was, you know, basically saying here in this section. Avoid over relying on SMT as a primary confluence. As you can see, since last week, I've been doing really good on spotting SMT, and maybe a little bit too good. I mean, you can literally tell I spotted, like, there was a lot more. I promise you. I removed a couple because there was too much and it was starting to confuse me. But I removed enough to make it, you know, explainable to you guys. But anyway, yeah, I just kept getting confused because I was like, oh, look, it's a bullish SMT. We might be bullish. I was like, wait, no. I just said it was bearish context. What am I saying? No, I'm going to confuse myself. No, get that out of your head. I was like, get out of your head, man. But yeah, I need to just chill out, you know. Getting a little too excited on getting good at these confluences, you know, like recognizing them, especially order blocks. But Yeah. Anyway, continue to reinforce mental resilience for September sessions. This month is going to be hard. I might have my second or third loss coming soon. It might be the end of this weekend, or it might be next weekend, and it's either this weekend the second loss or next weekend second and third loss. We'll see though. Yes, I'm predicting it. I don't really have any type of reason to say that. I'm just predicting it. I don't know, but still, that's just man. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm struggling really hard with, psychologically with this. I'm starting to get really impatient, and the only reason I get impatient is because my frustration, the amount of chopping we have, indecision, consolidation. It's really infuriating. Come on, man. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. I'm hungry as hell. I'm tired as hell. All I want to do is just make my trade journal entry. Essentially, I just want to take my entry and just get off, and that's it. I don't want to sit here for any longer than I need to. But seems like this month so far is testing that patience, and it's either I ride along with it and get used to it, or I fail. No ifs, no buts, no in-betweens. So I'm going to try to do better. I'm going to try to do some calming methods during these trades now. Maybe just chill for a bit. I noticed that TGR doesn't get on exactly at 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. like I do. He gets on exactly at New York Open or 2 minutes before, from his live recaps is what I'm seeing. I don't know though, because he could just be on the charts waiting and whatnot, and then seeing what's happening, and then he'll get on and whatnot. But at the same time, when I'm on at 5 a.m., he's usually posting on TikTok, doing his morning walks, his morning schedule routine, which is fine. I'm just noting that as maybe I have to lower it. No more 5 a.m., maybe just moving to 5:30 a.m. But again, 5 a.m. prep bias did help me today, so who knows. Back testing though, that will definitely help. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I will improve section. Notes. Pre-market volume was very informative today. Bias formed early. Second trade was justified and well placed. Could have been increased contracts, as you guys saw. Yeah, so nothing much to say on that. Could have been a $10,000 trade on an XFA. As for 50K funded though, I don't know what that would be on 100K funded. I mean, that'd probably be insane. Most likely what? I think you double it. Yeah, because it's 50, so that'd be, I think 50K. Right, guys? I don't know. I'm just doing quick math here. I'm not good with numbers like that. Anyway, skills showing, spotting order blocks before indicators, recognizing SMT patterns with confidence. Emotional discipline needs work, feeling September pressure, good recovery from yesterday's impatience. So, overall, very good trading session today. I'm taking this as a very good trading session because of the way the indicators, or the way the confluences stacked, just for that entry execution. Other than that, just need to really make sure, I better my mindset, make sure I don't get impatient, make sure I don't get, confused with my own, skills and whatnot. So I look like a CIA agent, but anyway, I'm getting too comfortable on this camera, man. I'm starting to, say too much shit. Anywho, I'm tired, man. I'm upset. I'm trying to keep my cool for y'all, but I'm definitely upset with today, bro. Cause, emotionally, cause bruh, 2 hours of all that, and the way those price actually was moving, bro. I was so pissed, bro. Y'all should have heard me, bro. I wish I could record during that trade. I wish. But anyway, we'll get better at it. It takes time. It's getting to that point where it's either we start getting better now, because we are at basically the half point of this month, and I did say at the end of this month I would consider whether, you know, I would move to combine challenge or not, and it's getting to that point where we might have to reconsider that statement. But anywho, we still got time. No rush, of course. You know, we are doing good, you know, in terms of like strategy, setups, respecting it, even when I'm emotional like this and upset or whatever, still respecting it, still forcing myself to be disciplined even though I'm emotional. So either way, still doing good in terms of like spawning confluences and all that, but this month is definitely testing my patience, definitely testing my emotions, and I either have to get better at strengthening that, you know, flaw, that little, there's an imbalance right now within my emotions. So it's either I fix that or I'm cooked. There's no in between. I've learned that from my welding journey in Texas. When your welds were good, it was good. When your welds were bad, they were bad. There was never in between. Well, for me at least, there was no in between of it's okay, that's all right. Because if your weld is all right, yeah, put that in a fucking skyscraper and see if the guy is willing to say that's all right. No, he'll tell you to redo it. So yeah, I'm taking that concept, theory, whatever, and using it here as well. It's either good or bad. No in between. Anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.